Hello, welcome back. So today, as promised, I'll be querying files in the data lake using SQL. Now, I love SQL, and these files are CSV files. So I'm using CSV files. Yes, they are easy to read, but in the real sense, CSVs are not the preferred format. The preferred format is the Parquet, and that is because it is optimized for compression, for indexing and partitioning. And what another difference is, the Parquet makes it easier to store and to retrieve data, and that's because it's in columnar format. It stores each data in like a column format, but the CSV stores data in rows, so it's relatively heavier. So I'll come to my Synapse resource here, because I need to access my Synapse Studio to do this. So this is loading. Yeah, so often you will come across more of the Parquet. So querying the Parquet format, even it's similar to querying the CSV format. Not a lot of difference between them. Come to my data tab, come to the link to where I have my data lake storage linked, because this is where my files are located. Come to the primary data lake container to check for the folder that I'll be querying. So I have my files here. Yes, so I have two folders, sales folder and the Synapse folder. Synapse belongs to Synapse. I don't toy with it. So the sales is mine, and I have the others open it to view the files. So they are all in CSV format. So in order to query using SQL, we just come here, new SQL script. Select top 100 rows, create external table, bulk load. So this instance, I won't be working with an external table. An external table is used by analysts sometimes and database administrators. It's just the good thing is an external table will exist wherever you want it to exist. Wherever you put it, that's where it exists. It doesn't exist in the database. It's a replica of a table in the database, and so it makes it it takes off the pressure. So here we select top 100 rows. Yeah, so it takes off the pressure of sending too many queries into the database. So you just send them to the external table. It helps with fast data, retrieval and all of that. So if you drop an external table, you don't need to fret. But when you drop a table in the database, you may want to write a resignation letter. But okay, that's by the side. But it's just to tell us the difference. So this is my SQL script. I need to give it a name. Let me call it SQL CSV. Doesn't look like a very nice name, but anyway, querying the data lake using SQL. I'll change it to whole rows, and yeah, I'm going to run this code. So select top 100 from OPENROWSET. Now, what is this OPENROWSET? It's a special transact SQL statement, and what it does is it reads contents of the files from a data source. In this case, it's reading it from the data lake. Yeah, so that's why we have the OPENROWSET. And in Azure, of course, we use the transact SQL to query these files. That is a variation of SQL. So yeah, voila, here's my table. But my table, once again, it's come without headers. It's come without column names. There's nothing defined. I don't know, although it looks like I know that the first C1 is variable character, but it's not defined. So it's very hard for me to create calculations. It's going to confuse the query engine when I say, okay, multiply C2 by C4 and all of that. So I need to specify the data types. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to introduce a with clause after my from clause. So I'm going to talk about the with clause in a minute. Oh. Wait, so wait, I see one should be sales order number. and it's a variable character, varchar, and varchar, I'll give it 10. Then I'll use my collate keyword, collate, and when I use my collate, it has to be Latin. Anyway, SQL is not case sensitive, but sometimes I just like to be correct, so that if I hit a roadblock with the with my code, then it's not the obvious 100 underscore. It has to be something else that is causing the issues, not the fact that these things happen, but I just like it to be correct in the first instance. So Latin 1 general 100 being to UTF underscore, yeah. Okay, yeah. So I will explain this all collate thing as we go on. I'm somebody that likes to know why a code is where it is. Sales order numbers. Okay, the next one should be sales order line number. And it's integer. So int order line number. Okay, yeah, looks good. Let me be correct. Sales order line number, integer. The next one is order date. Let's just assume that that's the order date, and that's going to be date. The next one is, why doesn't it just add a comma for me? Customer name, why do I have to stress myself adding a comma again? Varchar, let me give it 30, this. Yeah, and the next one is email. I have a total of 9 columns, so I need to make sure email can contain all sorts. And the next one is product. Let me use product. Yeah, it's a mixture of characters, this one. I can control it, so let me give it 20. The next one is C7. C7 is looking like quantity, and that is int whole number. Decimal, the C8 is looking like price, that should be decimal. Decimal, yeah, let's keyword decimal. 18, and that's 2. And the next one is C9 is looking like a fraction of C8, so that should be tax. Let's call it tax, shall we? Decimal 18. Oh dear, my caps lock is on. 18 2, and then voila, there we go. Okay, I have to be sure I didn't put my comma here. Have I commaed everything up? Yes, I have. Oh yes, I have. I'll still talk about the wheat, but let me run this and see if we are all good. Yes, we are all good. You didn't run my old code. I want to see query completed with errors. Okay, so where is the error? Wheat. So I don't know, UTF-8. Query completed with errors. Int nothing. Int date collate quantity int as result. So what is the error? Be truncated with reading type varchar, check and see. That should be collate varchar collate warranty. It's on product. To be truncated. Wow. Okay. I love this live. I love this live errors because they tell you it should be truncated. So that means that the storage, the space I gave to product wasn't enough. Yeah, so we are done with that. That's good. So we've done this, so I can publish this now. I am not going to edit this out, so it's publish. Yes, messages. So when you have an error, just read your messages and it gives you what you need. So this is it. So like this, you can click on the chat. Well, it doesn't make a lot of sense, but I could just put a product here and then come here and tick off sales order number and just maybe leave it for only quantity or price, take away tax, it just gives me a feel of the data basically. But I really cannot do much with this, so let's try some calculations, shall we? Let's play with this data a little bit. Yeah, so put this down, and if I want to play with this data a little bit, I'll just come here, no, sorry, not here, come to the develop tab. This is from my Python that I created, but okay, I'm working with a SQL script, so I'm creating a new SQL script, and this one I want to call it SQL calculations, and all rows, publish that change, so that records it, publish. So what I want to do is, instead of typing out everything again, I'm just going to come and move something so that I can edit it, just to save time. Now I'm not going to edit, I'm not going to remove my errors, just so that, because you can come across these errors and you need to know what to do with them. So what I want to do now is try some calculations. Select, what did I have there before? I had my, okay, let me do sales order number, let me do product, let me do quantity, and let me do a calculation. That will be price, because I have price, I remember I have price there, times quantity as total price underscore price. It's just like writing SQL, isn't it? And let me run this. Oh, of course. Now it's giving us an error, and that error is potential conversion error while reading VACA column C1 from UTF-8. Now this is why you need the with clause. The with clause, what it does is it introduces a subquery block, and it helps to improve the speed of complex queries. So what with clause does is it's more like creating a temporary table. So because I omitted my with clause, it doesn't know how to read the data, because the data in the database does not have the column headers named. So I need to bring back my with clause. This is the importance of introducing your with clause. So, and let's see what happens. Where's my hash result? There, hash result is there. Okay, let me do this now. Executing. Yep. So it's recognized it actually. Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. Everybody is here. All rows. Everybody is here. And my new column, total price, is here. So it could carry out that. So I love the fact that we can see some of these errors. Now let me add some more rules to it as a result. Now, if you want to add anything like group by or the from and as result, they work together. So what that means is anything you're bringing. Okay, now I want to take off my sales order number. I just want to work with product quantity price as total price. So anything if you're introducing a group by or a order by, or it needs to come after the results, as results, from as result block. From and as results cannot be separated, or you will get an error. I can try it so then you see what is okay. Let me group by product because it's already there. Product. Let me group by quantity as I specified it on the top. Let me see, product quantity and price. I'll group by product quantity, price. Then no, not you. Order by let me order it by product. The default is ascending order, I think. So okay, let me try this. It's just a minute. Let me try this before the as, so then you see what I mean. Let me take this off. A correlation name must be specified for the bulk row set in the from clause. Yeah, this is what I meant. So as and from, they are, as and from are Tom and Jerry. They must go together. You cannot put anything, you cannot, they are twins, you cannot split those two. Look at that. Now we have it. Mountain 100 black, ascending order, mountain, all mountain comes this way, and then you have the road that way. And so it's just playing with it. And then here is the chart. Category column, product, total price, and okay, no problem with that. Let me use a bar and see what happens. Let me use just the total price. Look at that. This is a bar chart. What if I were, okay, let me use a scatter chart, and then I'll use quantity, because when you're using a scatter chart, quantity and total price, it's what scatter plot does is it shows the relationship between two what is it now, two numerical values. So it may not look like the ideal thing here, because this is just for exploratory data analysis. So let me product and total price. So yeah, so here's my chart. So it's just basically it's just to test and to see what if I use my order by and I decide, okay, I want it to be descending order, descending ESC. So I'm just playing with it to see. Yes, look at that, the response. So it's in descending order now. So yeah, it's and is my chart affected? Oh, it went back to status quo and brought me line and stuff. Bar, yeah, product, total price. You see that is in reverse. So basically it's quite interesting. These are just the things we should know. And the collate, oh, I forgot, I said I was going to talk about the collate keyword. What the collate keyword does is it helps to prevent unexpected text error conversion, and is necessary for VACA and NVACA, so that the so that you have to assign the UTF-8 collation to it. So it's a Latin thing. You have to assign UTF-8 collation to VACA when you are using your serverless SQL, and so that it can read it. And that's why we saw some of the errors. And so thank you for staying with me. And the last thing is, always remember to publish your script, because if you don't publish it and you close it, you're not going to find it. So when you publish it, you can always come back to find it around here. And then, yeah, thank you. See you in the next one.